Oh, what do we have here? Today we have cop's wife realizes he knows about her affair. Ooh. Thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get it.
An emergency? Do you need police, fire, or paramedics?
I'm saying police. I'm driving north on Linda, and there was three gunshots at the Walgreens. And there were, when I drove by, there were two people down, 2 males and 1 female.
When police arrived at the Walgreens parking lot, they were met with a chaotic and devastating scene. 2 men were lying on the ground, both suffering from gunshot wounds. One of them, Emmett Corrigan, was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was Deputy Robert Hall, who was still alive, but gravely injured. Nearby, Robert's wife, Candy Hall, appeared physically unharmed. She was found sobbing over her husband's body, telling officers she had just witnessed everything unfold. A handgun was discovered only a few feet away, and investigators quickly determined it was the only weapon at the scene. Robert was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Meanwhile, Candy was escorted to the police department, and she was placed into an interrogation room to
Did he make it? That is the question. Did he make it?
give her account of what had just happened. Before the detectives sit down with Candy, they decide to stop at the hospital to see if Robert could tell them his side of the story.
Do you remember what happened to you, bud? And what happened at Walgreens?
Wife.
Your wife?
Where's my wife?
She's safe. Was she with you?
Yes.
Is this like a dying declaration type of thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's going to give a statement before he dies. How's this working?
Her car was fixed away.
Did she meet you there?
Yes.
Did you go there to meet somebody, or did you go there to buy something?
No, my daughter said my wife was there.
Your daughter told you that your wife was there?
Oh, shit.
Hey, Rob, do you remember there being an altercation or anything with anybody?
Yes, there was another guy there.
There was another guy there?
Yes.
What happened with the other guy?
He fought.
He fought with you?
Yes.
Over what?
Wife.
Over your wife? What happened during the fight, Rob? You don't know?
Did you know this guy that you fought with over your wife?
Yeah. It's her boss.
Huh? Her boss? She was cheating with her boss?
Boss?
Okay. What was the fight about, Rob?
Wife. He shot me, I think, in the neck.
Investigators were unable to get any more information from Robert. However, they were able to confirm that the firearm found at the scene belonged to his wife, Candy. So the question was, how did 2 men get shot with the same gun, and what led to the shooting? In order to get more answers, detectives begin their interview with Candy.
How the fuck? How they get shot with her gun?
At this point,
Oh, this finna be a good one. Oh, y'all, chat. This finna be a good one. JJ, Layla, Courtney, Queen, Harina, everybody, Shaquila. Hey, look, get y'all popcorn ready. It's finna go down.
no idea if her husband is dead or alive.
Oh, God. Oh, God, please, God, please. How long have you been married?
Don't please God now. You weren't pleasing God when your legs was open.
17 years. Long guy. What does he do for work? He works for a county sheriff. Oh, he does? Mm-hmm. He's a deputy.
Dang.
How did all 3 of you guys end up at the Walgreens? I was at Walgreens earlier, and so was Emmett. And, well, I didn't know he was there, and I went and got my prescription. And then when I was leaving out there, we had a big case. We've been doing really well at work. And we started talking, and he's like, hey, I'm going to go get some gas. And I know his wife and his 5 kids. And I said, oh, okay.
He got a wife and 5 kids? So you just ruined 2 families?
Candy claims she went to Walgreens to pick up her medication when she saw her employer, Emmett Corrigan, also picking up medication of his own. Candy was a paralegal, and Emmett was a lawyer. Candy tells detectives,
y'all know them paralegals and them lawyers be fucking, so y'all already know what time it is.
Case, so Emmett asked her to go with him to get gas so they could discuss the case further. When they returned to Walgreens, her husband was there waiting.
We drove back, and Rob was there at Walgreens, and I knew that because my daughter had called, and Rob called me earlier, and
what?
Oh God. And we were all talking outside, and
Hold on, but didn't the daughter let the dad know that the mom was with him, right?
I said, I'm going to go. The girls were calling me. And I had my keys in my hand. I had my purse. And I turned around and I heard pop, pop, pop. And I didn't know what it was.
What the fuck?
And I was like, what? And I turned around and
Nah, you lie. I don't believe that.
I hear Emmett go, and kind of like, and then he fell. And then I looked over at Rob, and he's on the ground, and blood all over him. I was like, oh my God. So I went over and I put my hand on it. Oh my God. He's got a few.
Lord, please protect me. I don't want no coochie that good. No.
I'm sure he will. Oh God. Please, God. Please, God.
The officer watching Candy leaves the room to check and see where the detectives are that are supposed to be interviewing her. While the officer is away, she receives an update on Robert's condition.
He's stable condition.
Oh God.
The gunshot wound didn't penetrate anything, so he's talking to the other officer right now. So.
Thank you so much.
He's doing okay right now.
Oh God. Please.
Like you said he thought it was just kind of a scratch mark that he kind of just grazed the top of his head. So.
Oh God.
Okay. So I'll give you some more information when I get it. Okay, a detective should be here in a few minutes to talk to you.
I never trust somebody that freaks out this much over bad news, because, bitch, you had something to do with it.
All right.
When do I not get to can I talk to Rob?
No.
Hell no to the no.
Not for a little while. Not until this is all being investigated, so it's going to be a little while.
Right.
Where was Rob at when you guys went and got gas and you guys pulled up? Was he?
He was in the truck.
He was sitting in his truck.
He just got out, and he and I, we've not been good, but we've been talking about splitting and stuff because it's been bad for a while, for years, and but not, anyways.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
So he was very, 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 very jealous of, well, not very jealous, I don't think that. He was just upset about my actions lately, which is just basically, I just had enough. And it being younger and good looking, whatever. He assumed, which he's been assuming for like 7 months, that, we were having some toward affair, which is not true. I actually know his wife and his kids, and they've been in my work.
That don't mean nothing. Y'all could have been shucking and jiving. Y'all work with each other every single day. Y'all know each other's schedule in and out. You feel me? Y'all with each other 24/7. Y'all can sneak around and get that thing in. You hear me?
But Rob didn't want to hear that.
Despite their age difference and the fact that Emmett was married with 5 children, the police would later find emails between Emmett and Candy, proving that they had been having a very serious relationship for quite some time.
And he was upset when he got out of the truck, and he was talking to Emmett, and they kind of had words, but that was it. And then this car
See, my gal was a paralegal and she worked for an attorney. I'd be like, yep, they fucking.
drove by.
I ain't gonna even act like. Even if it's not happening, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in my head, because you cannot work with somebody that closely all the time and not expect to have some type of closeness. You feel me?
I turned around to walk.
Them late nights in the office. Come on now.
Car drove by, and I hear this pop up, and I just, oh God. And then I see it on the ground, and I see Rob on the ground, and I just freaked out. I'm hoping and praying they have cameras outside of Walgreens in that parking lot.
They do. From what I understand, they do. So.
It turns out that Walgreens did have cameras, and the detectives quickly gained access to them. The first video shows Candy arriving at Walgreens, where she would get into Emmett's truck and leave. While they're gone, we see Robert's truck pull.
Hold on. She just said that she pulled up there with him. She ain't say that she pulled up in her car and then he pulled up.
In, and the deputy getting out. He enters the store like a man on a mission. He walks down the aisles looking for his wife. When he realizes she isn't there, he goes back out to his truck and he waits for them to return. Unfortunately, There were no cameras where the shooting took place, and since Candy is a sole eyewitness, it's important that she is interviewed, and hopefully she can explain how 2 men were shot with a single gun.
Exactly. Cause I got a feeling that she did it. How much you want to bet she did it, y'all? Y'all think she did it? I feel like she did it. Cause how the fuck 2 people get shot with 1 gun and you the only one that got a gun?
We've got a whole
Hello.
bunch of detectives out piecing this together. Okay. And are you good with talking with us right now? I mean, you got brought down here as a witness, and the way I'm looking at this,
she better be.
You know, are you willing to voluntarily talk to us and tell us what happened tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would imagine it was a horrible event. You work in a law office. Please help us put this together as best as we can.
Cause we want to know like Joe.
We'll match statements with evidence. I mean, you know how police work goes, I guess.
know. I do it all day long.
Okay. Where does this thing start?
Basically at home.
Who's all involved tonight?
It would be Robert, my husband, and Emmett Corrigan, who is my boss and friend. Rob, my husband, has had a really hard time, and no fault to him or anything, but with me working with Emmett being younger and, you know, this aggressive attorney, and I have been working with him since October, and he got jealous at a point, but we were bad in our relationship, so all those emotions came mixing it. So when I went and got gas at Fred Meyer with Emmett, and then we were driving back, and my daughter called me, and she said, "Mom, where are you?" I'm on my way back. I told her I was with Michelle, and that is my best friend Michelle, because I didn't want to tell her who I was with. She told her dad, I could hear her saying, she's with Michelle. But I said, I have to pick up my car at Walgreens. Okay, because that's where it is. I left my car at Walgreens. Okay. And I said, we're just driving around, is what I told Hannah on the phone. Michelle and I are driving around. Dad and I have had a bad night, and I'm talking to Michelle. That's what I said. So then Rob calls, and he calls me, and I pick up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I am out." And he said, "Are you out with Emmett?" And I said, "I am." And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "We're just talking." And then Emmett goes, "Let me talk to him." And so Emmett got on the phone, and he said, "Rob, we're talking about," and Rob must have said something like, "What are you talking about?" He said, we're just talking about life. That's all.
No, you shouldn't even let them fucking talk on the phone together, babe. If your husband is jealous of your boss, yeah, you shouldn't have, no.
And then Emmett got really upset with Rob on the phone. And
yeah, because what you mean you talking to about wife, huh? Oh, y'all need to be talking about no motherfucking life? Fuck.
And said something like,
"You ain't hear that shit?
Break your head," or something like that. And I looked at him, and I kind of hit him on the shoulder, and I go, "What are you doing?" And I grabbed the phone, and I said, "I'll be there in just a second." And so when we pulled up,
so the husband was the aggressor.
He parked the way he was, and Emmett got out of the truck, and I got out, and I stood there, and Rob came up, and Emmett's a very aggressive man. He bodybuilds, you know, so he's really pumped up all the time.
He on them roids, that's what it means.
And he got like,
he on that shit that make your balls small.
This close up into Rob's face. And I remember, and I'm all, "Hey, knock it off. This is ridiculous." And then they exchanged some words about Emmett was, trying to down Rob. And I looked at Emmett, I said, "Knock it off." And I said, "This is enough. Let's all be adults here and just leave. It's, whatever." Emmett said, "What are you going to do, Rob? You gonna hit me?" Rob goes, "I'm not going to hit you. I can do anything, And I said, "Okay, look, I'm leaving." And the next thing I knew is this car went by me, and I don't know where it went. I waited for this car to go by, and I said, "Okay, I need to go. Hannah's out, and she just called me." And I turned around and walked to my car, and I hear pop, pop, and then pop. And that's all I heard. And I turned around, and both of them are laying on the ground. What in the world? Because I didn't even know what the pop, pop was. It almost sounded like balloons popping. And I'm like, I ran over and I see this blood gushing. I didn't see Emmett at this point because Emmett was kind of like on his, like this, and I didn't know what was going on, and I just see all this blood gushing down his rough face. So I went over and I covered, he had this wound on his top of his head, and I'm covered, and I'm calling 911, and then I'm like, Robin, I'm screaming in his ear, stop, and then I took my hand off of him after I was talking to 911, and then I ran over to see what was wrong, but like what was going on, and I think he had a shot here because there was stuff on the ground and he had water like coming out of his nose, and then I just freaked, and then I look up and Rod's standing up, and I was like, oh my God, get down, and he's walking towards me like in a daze, like, oh my God, and then there was a gun over by Rob, and I like not by him, but like over to the side where, well, when he was walking to me, they're in the, like right in the center, and he went down to grab it, and I go, no, and I grabbed it from him, and then he's walking after me, and I'm holding on to him like this. I'm like, no, and I tossed the gun like this, like, no, and then he collapsed where we ended, where the paramedics got him. That's where we ended, and I shoved the gun, I just threw it like in the street, like in the middle of the street, like just to get away. And that's exactly what happened, and then I just freaked.
I don't know, y'all. This sounds a little sketchy.
I don't know what to do.
Candy claims to have handled the firearm after it had been fired, which would have explained why her fingerprints had been found on the weapon. The problem is, how did two men get shot with the same gun? Candy has already lied about having an affair with Emmett, so detectives are concerned she is.
If she lied once, she'll lie again. She trying to save face. She ain't trying to get pinned down for two people, and then if her husband died, oh yeah, finito.
Lying about the gun.
Anyways, I just grabbed the gun and I'm walking with him like. What?
So did you pick up the gun?
I did.
Okay, so you carried the gun for a distance.
Yeah, and I pushed it over to, and I just threw, like, well, I kind of went like this, and I just put it in the middle of the street because I didn't know, was he going for the gun? Was he going for something? I don't know. I had no idea. He was.
You heard pop, like a pause?
Yep.
Okay. Like how long of a pause? And those are time questions can be tough, but.
Seconds.
Okay, but a definite pause?
Yeah, it was pop. There's nothing going on. He was here, I was here. It's not uncommon how late he's there. He has 5 children at home, and in fact, he was getting Dayquil or something to that nature. And you're gonna effing hit me? You're gonna effing hit me, Rob? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna effing hit me? And Rob's like, I'm not gonna hit you. And it goes, why? You don't want to lose your job, do you? You don't want to. And Rob's like, I'm not going to hit you. I just want to know what is going. And he goes, Emmett goes, because you're a jerk. That's why you're a. So I mean, he was in his face.
Emmett's in Rob's face.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know people get to your face like that, like white men, and they start calling you assholes and going like that, oh yeah, it's about to go down. My favorite though is when they say, "Newsflash, dipshit." Oh boy, you about to get your back. And
Rob's like, hey, you know what? I want to know why you were with my wife. And I said, Robert. And I looked at him. I go, Pub, I'm an adult here. I can be with who I want to be with. You know him. It's not like he's a stranger or anything like that. And
you can be with who you want to be with, but you married. Whether y'all together or not, little baby, you still legally binded to your husband. Do y'all not understand that shit about marriage? Like, it don't matter until y'all sign that paper and get that shit documented. And it don't matter if y'all separated or not. Y'all are still legally married.
You don't want to do that, Rob. You don't want to get in my face. You don't want to do that. I'll break your head. Sorry, but that's what he was. The last thing I do know is
because ain't no grown ass man finna take no disrespect and no shit from no another man. Come on now.
And that's when I said, look, enough. I need to go. Hannah called. I need to go. You guys, Emmett, get back in your truck. I told him, Emmett, get back in your truck. Go. Rob, come with me. We need to go home. Okay, I gotta go. Hannah called me. I gotta go. And I turned around to walk to my car, and that's when I heard it.
Before the detectives figure out how the two men were shot, they want to focus on Candy and Emmett's relationship. As I said before, the police found emails and text messages between them, showing that they were involved in a very serious relationship.
Are you and Emmett involved in a romantic relationship?
No.
You better not lie. And look, she still lied. You know, when the cops pull you for something in an interrogation room, 9 times out of 10, they know a lot more than what they finna tell your stupid ass. They just want to see how much of a hole you gonna dig yourself in.
No.
Every single time.
No. When the
Cap.
when officers were
Look, your baby told on you. She wanted you to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't finna do her daddy like that.
coming up and everything was going on so much, I did not tell them that I had picked the gun up and put it in the, just put it away, just scooted away because I didn't know what he was doing. I go, no, and I picked it up and I just scooted it in the street.
So your fingerprints will be on it?
Yes, they will.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Okay, so we'll probably need to get your fingerprints.
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked for Ada County prosecutors, so they took my fingerprints.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're in the same database.
Oh,
sure. We'll work through that. Was it truly coincidental that Emmett was going to Walgreens at the same time that you were going to be there, or was this you guys were going to meet and talk?
Purely coincidental.
All right. In Rob's eyes, did this certainly look bad, finding you and Emmett together?
Yes.
You come home, you have a shot of tequila, this is your Friday, but Rob's there.
Yep.
You guys have some discussion?
Yes.
That doesn't go well?
He's like, yeah, well, you haven't been wanting to talk to me. Every day you come home, you're tired, this and that. And I'm like, I am. Candy, why don't you just tell me you're having an affair? I said, I'm not having an affair. I don't know what you want me to say. And he said, I don't believe you. I truly think that you are involved with Emmett. I said, I am not. I know you think that because the way that we communicate with cases, text, on the phone, everything, I get that. The fact of the matter is I'm not.
Help me understand. I mean,
sure.
You must be really emotionally attached to Emmett.
She is.
Yeah.
But they only been working since October, so he been slanging wood since maybe November, December.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think I am.
I just want to understand the dynamics.
Sure. No, I think
they fucking.
I think I'm very attracted to him, and in the sense of emotional, yeah, because it's one of those things. He picks me up, and boosts my
picks you up how? By the butt or by the legs?
Ego or whatever. I don't know. Confidence. I want to say not ego, but confidence. And I think it was at a point where I started really feeling happy the last 6 months and better about myself. My parents saw it in me. I mean, I'm not so codependent where I'm so scared to be by myself or anything like that. I'm fine.
Could that be the standoffishness that Rob's been seeing in you?
Yes.
The male side, when a husband asks the wife, are you having an affair? Well, he's thinking sex, correct?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, actually, Rob even said it's emotional, isn't it, Candy? And
yeah, because cheating is cheating. Sex is like, okay, right? That's not really the real factor. It's the emotional state. When you can connect to a woman's emotional side while she's in a relationship with a whole nother man, oh, bro, yeah, your bitch gone.
It is.
What Pimp C said, you want what's between her legs, I want what's between her ears. Two totally different ball games.
I admitted to him that I was attracted to Emmett.
Why the fuck would you say that to... I gotta stop cursing. Why would you say that to your husband? Your ex-husband, separated husband, whoever. Why would you say that? Like you're the cause of this. And hopefully your ass go to jail for both of they shits. For Emmett. And then if Rob make it, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? He make it for the kids. But if he don't, you going down for both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Gunshot residue from your hands.
Okay.
So we have a kit for that.
All right.
We're going to collect your clothes because they have blood on them. And that'll maybe help piece the puzzle together.
Sure.
You might have a little bit on your face.
Probably, yeah.
No, don't touch anymore.
Oh, sorry.
We might swab a couple
You big dummy.
spots there.
That's fine.
And kind of treat you as a mini crime scene.
The officer does a gunshot residue test
Her being a mini crime scene is crazy.
on Candy's hands to see if she pulled the trigger. What he finds strange is that the firearm that was used belongs to Candy. Why would a deputy use his wife's gun when he had access to his own higher caliber firearms?
Hello.
I wish I...
Maybe she shot Rob trying to protect Emmett. You think that's what it was? She's feeling brand new again. She's feeling love. All this good shit. I think that's what it was, y'all.
knew everything that happened. I just want to know. I just want to know. I mean, there wasn't even any fighting. There was no punching. There was nothing. God.
Oh, I was going to ask you, the gun that you picked up and moved,
Yes.
do you recognize that gun?
No, I don't.
Ever seen it before in your life?
I didn't
How you don't recognize your own gun? Make that shit make sense, please.
have a chance to even look at it. I just know it was little.
And
all I know.
did we cover where you thought that came from?
No. I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know how that got introduced into the equation tonight?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The results would come back negative. However, this was not definitive evidence that Candy wasn't the shooter. Gunshot residue can be removed by washing or wiping hands, sweating, rubbing hands together, and even passing time. Some firearms, especially small caliber weapons, like the one found at the crime scene, produce very little residue. Despite her many contradictions and lies, Candy was released, but she wouldn't stay free for very long. Meanwhile, Robert was finally released from the hospital after recovering from his gunshot wound.
Thank God he made it. Thank God.
And he would be interviewed by a detective.
I know you've spoken to one of our officers.
Uh-oh. Here's the moment of truth. Now we get to hear the real deal Holyfield, because she been lying through her teeth since she got on the fucking camera.
Initially about this, but since you got released, I wanted to, talk to you about what happened, what led up to all this. I mean, how we ended up here today.
I haven't, since I've been in the hospital, I haven't been able to call my daughters or my parents or my wife or anybody.
Okay.
I have
Why?
No idea what's...
That's why we came in today to, try and talk to you and get your side of this.
Yeah, I better talk to an attorney first, so...
Okay. From here, we'll just have the officers that brought you here just transport you over to the county jail.
He going to jail for this?
They'll book you in there.
Robert refused to talk to the police, so he would be arrested and charged with murder. A shotgun residue test had been done on Robert while he was in the hospital, and it came back positive. This led investigators to believe that Robert was the shooter, but they still had to answer one haunting question. Was Robert shot during a struggle for the weapon, or did he turn the gun on himself after Emmett went down? Ballistics would show that the firearm was at least 3 feet away from Emmett when he was shot, so it wasn't likely to have gone off during a struggle. If we are to believe Candy, to this day, only Robert knows the answer to that question. Robert would be convicted of second-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Candy was not charged in relation to this case. However, a year later, she would be sentenced to 2 years in prison for grand theft. Candy was accused of stealing over $30,000 from a former law firm where she had worked. After serving her 2-year prison sentence, Candy remained on probation for 12 more years.
You had an affair with her husband.
You was on Dr. Phil? Do you know how famous you got to be to get on Dr. Phil? Like, you got to be a f***ed-up individual to get on Dr. Phil. Bro. So you had an affair with her husband. Your husband kills her husband. Their family is left fucking shackled, right? Your family is left in shatters. You know what I'm saying? Why you get to walk around? Oh, her ass should have went to jail instead of him.
And he wound up getting murdered, but you seem highly offended by this whole thing.
Look, I understand, and I am so sorry about everything. I understand how.
Have you told the truth through all of this?
The truth of what I know, yes.
Did the judge say you were a liar?
Yes.
Did he say you were the biggest liar he had ever heard since he had been on the bench?
Yes. And he was saying that in the 32 years that he was on the bench, he has never heard anybody change their story as much.
Did she change her story?
From what I could tell.
Was there one story where she saw what happened and another story where she didn't see what happened?
Yes.
There are many theories as to what really happened. and I would love to hear yours. What do you think happened? Was Candy involved? Did she intentionally plan on having her two lovers meet at the same place? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.
Nah, she didn't plan on it, but her daughter told on her. Her daughter basically told her, hey, Dad, Mom's going to be here, whoop at Walgreens. He goes over there because he doesn't feel like she was with her friend, because maybe she just called her he called her friend, and her friend was like, oh, no, I'm not meeting with Candy today, whoop. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, okay. I see how this is going. That's crazy, bro. 2 families ruined because you can't keep your legs open. I mean, you can't keep your legs closed. Woo, what do you guys think about this? How would you guys have handled this situation? Me personally, don't cheat. If you feel like moving around on your person, just tell them. Be straight up. You know what I'm saying? If you have an affair, bro, it's so easy to just communicate that shit versus like acting like there's nothing going on whole time. It's something going on. Because me personally, I don't feel nobody on this earth to tell them a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. I don't give no fucks. That's one thing y'all gonna learn about Duslivreacts. I give no fucks at all. But thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all my supporters. I love you. And that's it, baby. We out.